All right, yes, thank you very much for staying with us once again and joining us on this channel, Sport 7GH. You know that CAF and FIFA have officially made the groups for the qualifiers to the 2026 World Cup. Yes, the African one. So we are going to predict the 9 African countries we think can qualify to the 2026 World Cup based on the group they find themselves in currently as made by FIFA. Which 9 African countries? You know that if you are an African country and you are able to be the first position in your group, you qualify to the World Cup automatically. You qualify to the 2026 World Cup that will be staged in USA, Mexico, and Canada. You qualify to the World Cup automatically. So that is the situation we have ourselves. Which 9 countries are we predicting that they will be topping their groups in this 9 groups of 6 teams? Yes, do well to stick and stay with us. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and select all. Like this video and leave your thoughts and comments below in the comment section. You can also leave your predictions below this particular video. Which teams do you think will qualify from their various groups? Let me know that below in the comment section of this video. Thank you very much for staying with us. So 9 groups from Group A to Group I. FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers. Now, let's start from Group A, obviously. Group A, we have Egypt, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, and then Djibouti. Yeah. Obviously Djibouti will be the whipping boys in this particular group here. Djibouti, I remember Djibouti, I think Nigeria or one of these African countries scoring them 10. Djibouti there, obviously they will be the whipping boys in this group. But from Ethiopia to Burkina Faso and even Egypt, all of them, all those 5 African countries are very, very solid teams that can cause an upset to the favorite Egypt. Egypt is the favorite of the group, yes, because they are in a better position. They have quality players. They are topping the group as of now. So obviously Egypt is the favorite of the group. But the team that will give them the closest of competition is Burkina Faso. Is Burkina Faso, and you see Burkina Faso and Egypt are 2 top African countries who have played. In fact, Egypt there, when it comes to the African Cup of Nations, that country has won it the most. But Burkina Faso, when it comes to upsetting African countries in even African Cup of Nations and some other tournament, he is the Burkinabes are very good in doing that. And maybe in this group they will be looking to upset Egypt and qualify for the 2026 World Cup. But if you look at the group closely, obviously Egypt should qualify from the group. Yes, they should qualify based on the pedigree they have, based on the experience they have, based on the quality of players they have at their disposal currently. They should be able to account for all these other teams in their group. Senegal, DR Congo, Mauritania, Togo, Sudan, and then South Sudan. Last time when we were qualifying for the for the World Cup, DR Congo was part of the final 10 teams to qualify for the playoffs of the African Cup. For the playoffs for the World Cup instead. You get the point? I don't know if you get me. DR Congo, the last time for the 2022 World Cup, DR Congo was part of the 10 teams who made it to the playoff section of Africa, okay, in an attempt to qualify for the World Cup. So it tells you of their quality. That's the point I'm trying to make. It tells you that look, they can do something, and they will give Senegal a very stiff competition in this particular group of Group B. Aside DR Congo, there is also Togo, who has featured in the World Cup before. 2006, Togo featured in that particular World Cup, and so obviously Togo will also prove themselves in this particular group. But again, Senegal should have the wherewithal, should have the quality and everything to qualify from this particular group. Nigeria, South Africa, the competition is going to be versus Nigeria and South Africa. Now, Nigeria will qualify because South Africa cannot beat the likes of Zimbabwe, Rwanda. You know, Zimbabwe they are also at the southern part of Africa, so there is that rivalry between South Africa and Zimbabwe. And if you read about their football, that rivalry has been going on. So Nigeria will benefit from that particular rivalry. Zimbabwe can head South Africa in one or two occasions, and even Rwanda will want to head South Africa in one or two occasions. And I'm sure Nigeria, with the enormous quality available for them, and for the fact that they missed out on the 2022 World Cup, this World Cup will be they will be more hungrier to qualify for the World Cup than South Africa and all the other teams in there. So Group C will also go to Nigeria, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Angola, Libya, Eswatini, Mauritania, Mauritius. Cameroon's competition will be coming from Angola. You know, they've qualified for the World Cup before. Yes, 2006 they also qualified for the World Cup. Angola will be trying their very, very best to give Cameroon that sort of competition, but I don't expect Cameroon to slip. I expect Cameroon to qualify from this group. Morocco should qualify. If you've gone to the last World Cup and then you went all the way to the semi-finals of that particular World Cup, the next, you don't miss out on the next World Cup. Yeah, you don't miss out. So based on that particular instance I'm creating for you, Zambia, Congo, Tanzania, Niger, Eritrea shouldn't be any obstacle for Morocco in their attempt to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Cote d'Ivoire, Gabon, Guinea, Kenya, Gambia, Burundi, Seychelles. Gambia is they are growing currently in terms of football. They are doing very well. Under 20 African Cup of Nations, they were part of it. They qualified for their first AFCON 2021. They did very well there. They looks to be growing their football gradually. So Gambia should be an underdog here who cause a lot of shock for the countries in there. Gabon and Kenya will be hoping to give that competition to Cote d'Ivoire. You know that Ivory Coast haven't been so solid in terms of African football recently. And if you look at Kenyan football, they are trying to build it with their league and all of that. Gabon, they will also flatter to deceive sometimes, but Cote d'Ivoire should be able to account for these teams. If you didn't qualify for the last World Cup and you've gotten this group, you shouldn't have any excuse. Which team? Kenya will qualify ahead of you or Gabon will qualify? No, I don't expect that to happen to the Ivory Coast team. Algeria, Guinea, Uganda, Group G, Mozambique, Botswana, Somalia. Which team will qualify from this group? Algeria should qualify. The last time Cameroon ensured that they will not qualify for the 2022 World Cup. And if you're having this group, Uganda, Mozambique, Guinea, all these teams are not teams that can stop you from qualifying from World Cup. From qualifying to the World Cup. No, not at all. I don't expect that from Algeria. So Algeria will qualify from there. Tunisia also will qualify here. Equatorial Guinea, Namibia, Malawi, Liberia, Sao Tome and Principe. All the other 5 teams are very, very manageable teams for Tunisia. They qualified for the last World Cup. They did very well. They obviously should qualify from this group. Group I is where Ghana will qualify ahead of Mali. And that one is very clear. So apart from Group I, all the rest of the other groups, the favorites will qualify. That's what we are predicted. So in Group I, there is Mali, there is Ghana, Madagascar, Central African Republic, Comoros, and then Chad. Ghana will qualify because, look, since 2006, Ghana has missed out only on one World Cup, which is the 2018 World Cup. Mali hasn't qualified for any of their World Cup. They've never qualified for any World Cup. Mali. Madagascar, same. Central African Republic, same. Comoros, same. Chad, same. The competition will be between Mali and Ghana. But based on the experience of Ghana in qualifying to various World Cups, based on the quality disposal at the Black Stars for the World Cup, in fact, the last World Cup, 2022 World Cup, they qualified ahead of Nigeria. So it tells you of the quality and experience this team or like this country, Ghana, has when it comes to qualifying to the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup. And you know that Asamoah Gyan, the leading top scorer for Africa in the World Cup, comes from Ghana, and it tells you the history they have in Ghana also have at the World Cup. One of the few African nations who've qualified to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. And Ghana in this particular group with no proper competition, I expect Ghana to qualify from this group over there. So these are the 9 African countries we are predicting they will qualify to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, to be staged in USA, Canada, and then Mexico. Let me know your thoughts, comments, views in the comment section. What do you have to say? What are the contrary views you have to say? Let me know all of that in the comment section. Like this video, hit the notification bell and select all. Subscribe to the channel, and then also definitely I'll see you in the next update. Thank you very much for staying. Bye bye.